Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about Sight. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. So, reviews for this movie are pretty good. As a critic score of 63%, that's solid. It's all right. Grant's only 27 reviews, but still a solid score. Its audience score is much, much higher at 100%, and its cinema score is an A. So, word of mouth amongst audiences is very, very good. So, I'm going to label that as a pro. Another pro, I guess, well, let's look at this cast, see who's recognizable. I think Terry Chen, like, who is he? Has he been anything I would recognize? He's been some recognizable movies, but I don't remember him at all. I'm pretty sure he was just like a background character. So maybe he's done some stuff on TV or something I'm not aware of. I don't know. We got let's see, Greg Kinnear. I know him. He's been in some stuff. I'm about to show you, said stuff. Wait, Beavis and Butthead. He voiced in the Beavis and Butthead movie. I did not know that. Okay. um, as good as it gets. You've got those are really more vehicles for like Jack Nicholson and Tom Hanks. So that doesn't really count. Uh, there's robots. I think he voiced the main villain. I think. Yeah. And I find it's funny his name is Ratchet because I immediately think of Ratchet and Clank, even though they're not the same thing. But I guess both Ratchet and Clank and robots do share you know gadgetry and machinery and bolts and all of that. So I guess there's some connection, but they're not the same. Not at all. Uh Little Miss Sunshine. I remember Greg from that. Like he was like Olive's dad. Yeah, it was Olive's dad in the movie. And he was like this motivational speaker, trying to like make sure you're not a loser or anything, but he just came off like a total asshole to everyone. And yeah, that was insufferable. But he did redeem himself at the end when like Olive was out there doing her little dance, and everyone was like horrified by the dance. And he decided, you know what, I'm just gonna dance with her. Fuck it, who cares? And the whole family danced. It was a good moment, a good feel good moment until later when it was really, oh, Olive can't compete in these competitions ever again. At least not in the state of California ever again. But I remember him mostly from Little Miss Sunshine. It's a great movie. Really good movie. Then after that, not a whole lot here. Invincible, not related to the animated show, okay? It's not not that, even though they have the same name. But I guess that was more Mark Wahlberg. Baby Mama, that was more Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. Mainly just a bunch of like side stuff, not side stuff, supporting role stuff. Movie 43. Oh no, no, the memories are flooding back with that. We got to move on. It's like Heaven is for real, and not much after that. I guess he's recognizable enough, kind enough. So I'm gonna label that as a bit of a minor pro. I guess there's no direct competition for this at all. It's kind of the only movie of its kind out there, so that's good. That's a pro, I guess. And it's Memorial Day weekend, because the holiday, some movies are gonna get a boost in box office, an artificial boost. So gonna label that as a pro. And yeah, I think that's it with pros. Okay, cons. The marketing is just not there at all. I mean, actually, I've seen billboards of this movie. I've seen them up, like digital billboards. But how effective are those really? I feel like they're not effective, too effective in this day and age. I feel like you get more out of like a YouTube ad than a billboard. I feel like it's just more effective comparatively. So yeah, no like hard advertising, no big advertising, no really anything. So I guess that's a con, but that hasn't stopped Angel Studios before, who's distributing this. But at the same time, we gotta talk about Angel Studios because looking at their track record, the more movies they release, the more I am convinced that the success of Sound of Freedom was a total fluke. Because like obviously Sound of Freedom shocked everyone like last July. It came out of nowhere, made all this money. It was like one of the few things that was good about like that period of movie going because man, it was rough. It was so just well, I wouldn't say no, this year's definitely been worse, but last year was really rough too, especially like that late June period. It was awful. Sound of Freedom was able to like find like its core audience, and then that core audience like showed up in high numbers. But ever since then, it's just been just bleh. Like his only son that was before Sound of Freedom, but after Sound of Freedom, you had like After Death, you had The Shift, Cabrini. None of those cracking 20 mil, so that's not exactly a good trajectory. So yeah, and I can't imagine Sight is going to do any better. In fact, from the early numbers I'm seeing, it's going to do a whole lot worse. So yeah, so sound not sound Angel Studios is box office track record. It's getting worse and worse. So I'm gonna label that as a con. And I guess another con is that there's quite a few movies you can watch. There's Furiosa. There's the Garfield movie. There's If. It's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Imagine those are a bit more appealing than this. So I'm gonna label that as a con. Just a lot of movies, bigger movies out. That's obviously gonna, you know, that have way more, attention comparatively. So that's gonna be a con. And I think that's it. So opening weekend, from the early numbers I've seen, this movie is supposed to make like 2-3 million for the 3 day or 4 day, one of the two. So I'm gonna go with say, I guess between like 2 to 3 million for the 3 day. I don't. You know what? 2 million for 3 day. 4 million. No, two. Yeah, 2 million for 3 day. 3 million for 4 day. Maybe like give or take like a million or two. And it's total. Maybe I'll hit like 10 million perhaps, and then that'll be it. Then we're done for the weekend. Yay! And next weekend is a complete waste of time. I'm tempted to just not make prediction videos for any of these movies because it's such a complete waste of just everything. But I will because it's just how I'm gonna do it. Even if I don't want to, it's just I guess just have to, you know, just to be consistent of how I do it. But next week is pathetic. It's a waste of a weekend. So we won't talk about any real movies until like June 7th when we talk about Bad Boys Ride or Die and The Watchers. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous prediction videos I made on the channel. You want to watch any of the ones I made this year, the past few years, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that are supposed to come out but didn't. Um, I never made any canceled episodes about Sight, so it's that. Um, I've made 247 episodes of canceled, so if you want to watch any of the past canceled episodes I made on the channel, you want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that, so go do it. There's also let's see, what else? Box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. May recap. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be so depressing talking about that, especially when I had like movies that I like just flopping out there. Never good, never fun. But stay tuned for that. That won't be till like between June 7th and June 14th. So a few weeks from now. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos of me on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.